Welcome on Bestia, enjoy the next video. At the end of the 4th century, the Roman border, known as the limes, situated along the Danube, experienced an event of great importance whose consequences led to the sack of Rome in 410 AD. The Goths, a barbarian people well known to the Romans, found themselves compelled to leave their homelands. The Huns were ravaging the steppes, and after numerous defeats, the Goths decided to seek refuge elsewhere. A massive human migration began, moving towards the borders of the Roman Empire in search of safety and hope. However, the Roman commanders assigned to defend the border were stunned by the enormous influx of refugees approaching and requesting entry. They turned to Emperor Valens, busy preparing for a military campaign against Persia, roughly 2,000 kilometers from the Danube. After weeks of travel, an emissary reached the emperor. Valens realized that he could benefit from these warriors in the future war against the Persians. Therefore, he decided to allow the Goths to enter the empire. The emperor allocated funds to facilitate their crossing of the Danube, provide food rations, and ensure their sustenance. He also ordered that all Goths be counted and that the warriors surrender their weapons. Subsequently, the Goths would be escorted into the empire, divided, and assigned as settlers on Roman villa lands. The crossing of the Danube proved to be extremely perilous, with many Goths drowning in the swollen river. The sheer number of people was so great that the Roman officials were unable to count and register them accurately. The border commanders were corrupted by greed. They pocketed the funds intended for the Goths and forced them to pay for the crossing and sustenance. In exchange for money, they allowed Gothic warriors to retain their weapons. The commanders' greed was insatiable. They demanded daily payment for rations and the sustenance of Gothic families, forcing them to sell everything including their own children as slaves when they had nothing else. The operation turned into a massive dirty business. Slave traders flocked to buy slaves at low prices, and all imperial officials intentionally delayed the movement of the Goths to other regions, keeping them in a massive refugee camp to continue profiting. Tensions reached their peak, and the border commanders began to worry, and finally decided to comply with the request to escort the Goths further inland. All available forces were engaged in this task, leaving the border undefended. Many other Goths and even other tribes began to cross the border clandestinely, undisturbed. Meanwhile, the column of Gothic refugees escorted by the Romans reached some Roman cities, but these cities denied them access, fearing their numbers. Tensions reached a breaking point when the Goths rebelled, killing the Roman escorts and starting to plunder Roman cities and villas, while slaves fled from their owners to join the Goths, and other warriors continued to cross the now unguarded border. The greed and corruption of a few men on the border had unleashed a catastrophe that would lead to the defeat and death of the emperor himself in the Battle of Adrianople, and subsequently to the sack of Rome and the fall of the Western Roman Empire. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this video and found it informative or entertaining, please don't forget to hit that like button below, leave a comment with your thoughts or suggestions, and most importantly, consider subscribing to our channel for more exciting content in the future. Your support means the world to us, and we can't wait to see you in our next video. Until then, take care and stay curious.